we're going to be talking about the 14 great program cycles that come included in this machine, and then we're going to quickly make a loaf of bread to show how it actually works. That's what this video is all about. So first, let's quickly roll through everything that we have on the table with us today. We've got, of course, this is a bread pan, very sophisticated piece of hardware. And then we've got a measuring cup that allows you to measure, and both in the metric system and in the regular system as well. Also, measuring spoons for multiple sizes, and the paddle, which we can never forget to put inside, because if you don't put that inside, it's not going to work. So this goes in here. First, we're going to talk about the 14 program cycles, and we're going to be having Darlene here just off camera helping me, because to be honest, I like bread. I like the bread machine, but I'm not a bread expert. So she is going to definitely help us along with this. So first, in the actual list, we've got ourselves a basic loaf of bread, which is what you're thinking of when you think basic. Then there's a French loaf of bread. Then there's gluten-free loaf of bread. Then we also have the whole grain loaf of bread. So that covers our basic bread options there. So this gets us to our specialty options here with this machine, which is the 1.5 pound and 2 pound express options. Darlene, what are those options all about? What's express mean?
Express just means it's going to cook in a quicker time. It's going to knead it in a quicker time. The bread's not going to be as fluffy, but if you're crunched for time, you need a loaf of bread quite quickly, those would be the two features you'd go for.
There you go. Then what's the difference when they talk about quick bread? That's option number 7, is quick bread. So what do they mean with that?
Well, your quick breads are any breads that don't require yeast. So if it's like a banana bread, a zucchini loaf, or a carrot bread, those kind of breads you would use the quick function for.
That's awesome. Good thing Darlene's here, because I wouldn't catch on to that. Now we've got 8, which is a sweet bread. And once again, sorry, this is where I miss out. Sweet breads are yeast breads, but with the addition of like dried fruit and nuts. So with this, like a cranberry orange loaf that you have at Christmas time or holidays, this gives you the ability to add the nuts and the fruit after, like it needs for a certain time. This way your stuff doesn't get crunched and like demolished. So if you really want to force, when you're going to that Christmas party and you bring over that loaf, because you made it, they really have to eat it. They're not just going to put it aside now. Now they're actually, you can tell them, I made this one, and see what they do. So now we've got ourselves some dough, cake, and well, we'll stick with dough and cake, 9 and 10. What are those two options about?
So the dough, that's your basic, just, it doesn't cook on that feature. It just mixes and kneads and rises for you. So if you want to do pizza crust, hamburger buns, dinner rolls. So it's something you're going to knead and mix in there, but then take out and bake in a regular oven.
Wonderful. And then so now we've got the cake option, but we're all not sure about the cake option. Am I right here, Dar?
Well, the cake option, I'm going to say personally, I've never used it. It's kneading and rising and mixing without the use of yeast. So you use baking soda or baking powder. So the only thing I equate to this is like an Irish soda bread, where it needs to be kneaded and let risen, but there's no yeast in it.
There you go. That is very impressive. I'll be honest, I'm glad she's here, because I didn't understand half of what she talked about, but it's very important, and this is good. This machine does so much. I mean, it does more than I'll ever do with it, because I'm not that smart. Now we've got, this is amazing, by the way. We're up to number 11, which is jam, and I never would have thought. What's jam all about?
It says what it does. It actually makes jam. So you put in your fresh fruit, your pectin, your sugar, your lemon or lime juice, depending on what kind of jam you're making, and you set it to jam, and it heats it up, and it mixes the fruit, and it makes jam.
There you go. So if you want to surprise somebody, you make a loaf of bread, and then you make some jam after that. I mean, jam in your bread machine for your bread. Now we're up to number 12, which is rise. So rise, I'm assuming, has something to do with rising things.
Yes. So this is, well, you kind of use rise and bake in a combination feature if you want to bake in there. So say if you got a frozen bread dough at the supermarket, that you would put in there, put it on rise, it'll thaw it out, and it'll rise the dough for you.
So is it going to make the pallet move, or is it just going to just warm up the basket and...
No, this is just gonna, it's gonna thaw it and rise it, because that's all, that's what it does, is just
Not
rises
kneading
it.
That's a pallets for kneading.
Well, the frozen bread though is already kind of done, because
Oh, okay.
it's basically ready for you to bake. So you want to be able just to thaw it and let it rise. Now you can use the bake feature to actually finish off and bake the frozen bread if you wanted to.
So this is giving you some control. So instead of you going through all the automated features, you're going to give yourself a little bit of control by using those features like 12 and 13. You take control of the machine a bit.
And if not, you could take it out after rise and then put it in your regular conventional oven if you want to turn it into like...
So if it's a baguette or something like that,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
could
want
do,
a
yeah,
box.
exactly.
All right. And the last one, Artisan dough. Ooh, sounds fancy.
Well, it is. It's for the fancy doughs. This is for, you know, your sourdoughs, stuff like that, that take a long, cool rise rather than a warm rise. So there's no heating on this for the rise function. It's totally cool. So it gives a longer rise for those more really fluffy, airy, crunchy breads, you know, that you would get in the supermarket.
So that's all the fancy breads at the store.
Exactly.
Fancy bread at the store. Look at that. That is an amazing machine. And you get to do all of that when you get one of these machines. So today we're going to make basics. We're going to make the actual number one. We're making ourselves a basic bread today.
Yes.
So we're going to make ourselves a basic bread. And I think you want me to stir this.
Give that a little bit, just to stir, just to get it around. And then the yeast just gets sprinkled on top. Just sprinkle it all around.
So just sprinkling the
Give
yeast.
it a layer.
Just there you go. There
All right.
you go. So here we are. Now we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes.
Yep.
So close the lid.
Yep.
Lid closed. See ya right after 10 minutes. There you go. 10 minutes has passed and we're opening the lid and everything in here is all bubbled up. What happened?
The yeast bloomed.
The yeast bloomed. There you go. Yeast has bloomed. So now we're going to get to add in our extra ingredients that we need to put in. So this is butter.
Melted butter.
Melted butter. I'm trying to do that. I'm not very good at the swirly part just yet. I'm worried I'm going to spill. But this is oil. And this, again, this is our recipe. So, I mean, your recipe may be different. There you go. Now, the flour. This will be the first time I get to do this. So, and again, we're trying to be evenly distributed around without making too much of a mess. And I think I can do that. And trying to get it even across the whole thing. Definition of even is going to happen right around here. Okay, we'll say that's even. Okay, and last but not least, we've got the salt, and sprinkle this around and on top. There you go. Very complicated, right? Okay. Close the lid time. So now we're going to make sure that our basic 3 steps that we're using on this machine is set properly. So we need to be on the basic, which is number 1. Number 1 it is. Now we have to set it to 2 pounds because that's the size of the loaf we've chosen to make. 2 pounds it is. And now we're going to go with a medium setting for the bread. Medium it is. And there we are. Now at this point, all we need to do is hit the start button. There's a nice window there, and you can also hear the machine starting to do its job. So when I say you need to have it in a nice safe place where you can leave it, also a place where you're not going to be bothered by that little motor running all the time. So when we come back, at what point are we going to be at?
We'll have bread.
So when we come back, we'll have a loaf of bread. It's been 3.5 hours and the bread machine's done doing its thing. So we're going to be taking it out. Now this is a 2-pound loaf set to a medium in color. I haven't looked at it yet. Darlene has. She just peeked at it just to make sure. So we're going to take this out. We're going to set it up right here. Now, mitts are always good, and facing the actual loaf would be better than facing the back of the machine, but I want you to be able to see what's coming out. Again, we're going to turn this, unlock it, get it out. Now, I've been told to take it like this and basically shake the loaf out. Just shake it out. Shaking, shaking. And there we go. Loaf is out. Everything, that's what's left in here. So we're just going to sit this back down here for now. Now this is normal. I've seen a lot of loaves, and yes, you always get a little hole in the bottom. Turn it over, let it rest for 10 minutes, and we've got ourselves a fresh loaf of bread. This is going to be perfect. There's breakfast right there. Got ourselves some toast. I'm going to go right in the toaster with that. And there you go. That is the Hamilton Beach bread machine. It's a bread machine, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. it's a bread machine. Hope this video helped you out today in your buying decision. Maybe I'll see you in the next video. Like I say, thanks for watching. Bye for now.